Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Rain and Her Showers. Today's setup is a little bit different because I decided to use the sun in Pisces as natural lighting instead of my ring light. Speaking about Pisces, this video will be about the new moon in Pisces happening on the 28th of February 2025. In this video, we will be discussing what a new moon is, what a new moon in Pisces means, what the top transits for this new moon will be, what to do and what not to do for this full moon, as well as some journal prompts at the end. So if you are interested in any of those things, then stick around until the end of this video so you can find out all of that information. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let us get into the video. So, what is a new moon? A new moon is when the sun and the moon are in the exact same position in the sky. This is why the sky is completely dark on the night of a new moon, because the sun cannot reflect any of its light onto the moon. This is also a time where we are usually at our lower energy, and new moons are usually a time where we are called to rest, reflect, and really think about what we want in the next lunar cycle. But we will get more into that towards the end of the video. A new moon is a time to set your intentions. What would you like to see during this new lunar cycle? What intentions or seeds would you like to plant and watch grow and germinate and eventually bloom when the full moon comes? Of course, not everything that you set at the beginning of this specific new lunar cycle will be in its full fruition and ready for harvest, but you will start to see the potential growth. What does a new moon in Pisces mean? Well, Pisces is a mutable water sign. Water signs are known to be empathetic, sensitive, and very in touch with their emotions, as well as very intuitive. Also, mutable signs are malleable. This means that they are able to adapt well to environments and situations that life calls them to. Once again, I do this every video, guys. That was my speaker. Apologies. And so, because they are mutable, that means they are able to adapt to different life situations and different things. Pisces is ruled by the planet of Neptune. Neptune is a planet that is linked with our dreams, our subconscious mind, our creativity, and our spirituality. So a lot of these themes will be highlighted during the new moon in Pisces. Because Pisces is at the end of the zodiac sign, this also marks a beginning of a new zodiac cycle. Pisces is the last sign out of all the 12 zodiac signs, and because of this, we are able to say that we're going to start a new astrological year after Pisces season ends. Also, Pisces being the last sign has a little bit of every single sign in it. And this is why Pisces are known to be the most empathetic and the most sensitive signs of the zodiac, because they understand a little bit of how everybody feels, thinks, or acts. Okay, so what does this mean because it is in the moon? The moon is known to be an astral body that is about our inner world and our inner emotions. And it being in a water sign means that it's the perfect time to tap into those things and be in tune with those things and really let ourselves feel our emotions and use our whatever we feel as a form of creative expression. Because as I said, Neptune and Pisces have these themes of creativity. Okay, so what will the top transits be? Before we get into that, I would like to note that something very special is happening this time around. There will be so many planets in Pisces, about 4 to 5, if I'm not mistaken. Some astrologers even say 6. The sun will be in Pisces. This means that a lot of the way that we think and present ourselves will be more sensitive and intuitive and empathetic. Mercury, the planet of communication, short-term travel, written work, spoken work, will also be in Pisces. This means that we will be a little bit more empathetic in our conversations. We will be able to make room for more emotional and difficult conversations and see them from a more empathetic light and actually be able to really get in tune and in touch with our emotions. Then Saturn, the strict teacher, will also be in Pisces. as well as Neptune, the planet that rules Pisces itself. All of these energies mean that with all of the water in the sky, we will be feeling a lot of emotion. So it's very important to try to stay grounded during this time, because with so little earth in the sky, it can be very easy to feel lost and a bit ungrounded and a bit like wishy-washy, and there might be too much idealization and not enough practicality. So it's important to try and strike that balance during this time. Okay, we will also see on a collective level things related with water, whether that be like things about a lot of rain or the ocean, and this is because Pisces is a water sign. But there will also be symbolic things about water. We might feel like we have a flood of information coming in, a lot of things coming into light that have to do with water. But it's also important to remember that this is a good time to be near nature or near water. It's important to stay grounded in this time, like I mentioned, and you can do that through meditation, journaling, or spending a bit of time in nature. And I know this can be a little difficult for those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, but a little bit of vitamin D will do you so good, especially being near a body of water. So now that we've discussed that there will be so many planets in the sign of Pisces, what are the transits that are going to be happening? One of the first transits will be the Sun and the Moon in Pisces will square Jupiter in Gemini. Now, a square transition usually means that there will be a little bit of tension, and sometimes people can fear square transits, but really we need to remember that whenever there's a square, it's an opportunity for growth. Challenges are an opportunity for growth, and it shouldn't be something that we fear or are afraid of. This square will show us where we have been giving too much of ourselves and overextending ourselves, and how we can change that. This is because Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It wants to do so much and grow, but because it's in Gemini, there can be a little bit of scattered energy. So this will show us how we can harness and hone in our energy into one thing or multiple things at different times, but in a very scheduled and actually structured way. The next transit will be the Sun and Moon in Pisces will trine Mars in Cancer. A trine is usually seen as a more happy and lucky and easy transit. This is because 3 planets are at 120 degrees and they are all aligned. This alignment, or rather this transit, will show us how we can align with how we feel and actually go into doing the things we feel, rather than doing what we think we should be feeling or what we think we should be doing according to other people's expectations. This is because Mars is in Cancer, which is a water sign, and this is all about how Cancer is all about emotions and feeling, and it's a cardinal water sign, meaning that it is naturally creative. And Mars is all about action, and this is why it will be about doing what we feel and not just saying how we feel. Another thing that I would like to mention is that will be, I think, exciting for a lot of us, is that Mars will be going direct from the 24th of February. It will be no longer retrograde, meaning that our energy will start to pick up slowly. It will feel less difficult to do things, and it's also because winter will be coming to an end. And so for those of us in the northern hemisphere, and so we might start to feel our energy pick up for those of us who might struggle with seasonal depression. Do keep in mind though that it will still be in the sign of Cancer, and that is not Mars's favorite place to be in, because Mars is more action oriented, so it really likes to be in more fire signs. And because it is still in a water sign, some things that might come up we still might be very emotional, and not that that's a bad thing, but sometimes too much emotion can also be bad, because you need to balance it out with practicality. So keep in mind that things might only start to feel really full power and like go full throttle from April. Okay, now that we've spoken about the top transits, let's talk about what to do and what not to do. So first, do Sit with your emotions and remember that the only way out is through. 2, be expressive with your emotions. There's so much Piscean energy in this guy, and Pisces is all about creativity. It's a perfect time to do that. And remember to express your emotions with earnesty. Set up a scheduled time and use it wisely, and be intentional with your creativity. Manifest and set new intentions, as I said earlier at the beginning of the video. Different types of manifestation include visualization, dream journaling. Remember, Pisces rules our dreams, so this is a really good time to have a dream journal next to your bed and write down your dreams and see what your dreams might be trying to communicate with you or to you. Meditate and use water as an element to cleanse your energy and also realign with your true and highest self. Make more time for spiritual practices. This is because Neptune rules spirituality and belief, very similar to Sagittarius, and it's a time to spend time in prayer, reading, and yoga. Things that you should not be doing now: do not run away or numb your emotions. Pisces is also a sign that deals with addiction and drugs, and so it's very important to be wary of using substances to numb your emotions, because you actually need to feel them. Don't lash out. Do not try to micromanage or control others. Remember, you cannot control other people. You can only control your own actions and your own reactions. You're not able to control the actions of others. You can only control your own actions. Do not overwork or overextend yourself. Remember that sun in Pisces and the moon in Pisces squaring Jupiter and Gemini is reminding us not to do this. And also, do not compare yourself to other people. Now that we've gotten everything out of the way about do's and don'ts, the transits, and what a new moon means, let us get into some journal prompts. So the first question that I have for you is, how can I honor my emotions on a daily basis? What is a practice you can do to honor your emotions? 2, what do I love about myself that is creative and weird or unconventional? I say this because Pisces is a creative sign and they can be a little unconventional, like Aquarius. And we just ended Aquarius season a few days ago. So what are ways that you can embrace your weirdness, embrace your uniqueness without shaming yourself? 3, what are practical ways that I can show empathy to those around me? Remember, there's so much Pisces energy in the sky, and it will be so much easier to be so much more empathetic and think of others and think of how we can show others our more empathetic side or show others more empathy. So think of ways that you can do that practically. And lastly, what intentions would I like to set for this new moon? So those are your 4 questions. Kindly answer them. I think I'll answer one because it's always nice to answer this. How can I honor my emotions on a daily basis? I think journaling is a very good way to do that. As somebody with a Mercury in Aquarius, which is an air sign, which is a sign that can often intellectualize things, which is great, but sometimes you shouldn't intellectualize your emotions. You should just feel them. Writing and communicating is really great for air signs, and it's a way for me to be able to get my thoughts on paper, but also understand the emotions behind my thoughts and actually let myself feel them. So I think that's one of the ways that I can honor my emotions on a daily basis, is by journaling. Yes, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's been so lovely to share what you guys can do for this new moon. Let me know what energies come up for you during this full moon in the comment section. If you made it to this far of the video, comment 3 butterfly emojis, because I love butterflies. It was my first tattoo, and I will tell you guys a story about that one day. It actually links to my beautiful aunt who passed about 4 years ago. Anyway, before I get too emotional, I guess the Pisces season energy is already starting to work on me. I will leave you with my favorite quote, which is, go out and live your life in love, because there's so much to love and so little to fear. Okay, bye, angels.